Greetings everyone, Nick here, and today we're going to get into the Roland VAD306 electronic drum kit. Let's go. If you don't know, VAD stands for V-Drum Acoustic Design. Roland set out to make a hybrid drum kit. Now when I say hybrid, I mean they gave you the feel, the look, and the vibe of acoustic drums, but you're playing electronic drums. So the acoustic drum feel and vibe are real wood drum shells. Now I did a video on the 506 drum kit, which is the big brother to this 306. The 506 has full-blown drum shells. This one has half-size drum shells, so you still get a great feel and a nice acoustic drum footprint to sit behind, which is a great thing. Let me first get into what you get with the VAD306, and then we'll get into the details. So what comes with this kit is a 12-inch snare drum and a 12-inch floor tom pad, two 10-inch rack tom pads, get a 10-inch hi-hat, two 12-inch crash pads, and a 13-inch ride cymbal pad, and last but not least is an 18-inch kick drum. Nice feeling kick drum pad, by the way. You also get these three really sturdy double-braced cymbal stands that hold the pads. You could definitely use these cymbal stands for your regular acoustic kit if you want to. These are real quality pro cymbal stands. You get the clamp that holds the TD17 and the TD17 module. You do have to provide your own hi-hat stand and your own snare stand, your own throne, and your own sticks. You can tune these mesh heads, and when I say tune, that means you can tighten them up to give it a nice bouncy feel, or you can loosen them to give it a nice gushy feel, whatever you desire. The cymbal pads feel really good. They're rubberized, so they're nice and easy on the hands and the wrists, and they react really well too. So you can choke all of the cymbals like this. The hi-hat reacts like a typical hi-hat. The sounds you get in the TD17, which I will get into detail here in just a minute, are really, really great. Like the decay of the cymbals, very natural, and a lot of really beautiful drum sounds. The last thing I want to mention about the pads and the cymbals is that they're all dual zones. So you can get a sound on the rims and a sound on the pad itself, and blend your drum kit to whatever you want. There's some great presets in here as well. We'll get into those in a second. With all that being said, let's get into the TD17 module that comes with this VAD306 kit. Tons of great sounds. Before I go into detail about the module, let me just play some of the sounds for you. Here we go. sounds in the TD17 were inspired from Roland's flagship sound module, the TD50. You get a lot of great acoustic sounds. Now, what Roland's intention was with the whole VAD line of acoustic drums, acoustic electric drums, I should say, is to give you more acoustic sounds to work with. They've always had some great ones in there, but they delved into the acoustic side even more. They call it prismatic sound modeling. Now, they take that technology and couple it with samples, and you get these fantastic acoustic drum sounds. So you have up to about 300 sounds or more, lots of acoustic sounds. Then you get your typical electronic sounds, percussion, and then some. There's an SD card slot on the side of the module here that you could either put songs onto, so you can play along to songs, your own original tunes, whatever you want to put on it, or you can load in your own samples. So you can even take this module to the next level, put your own samples into the module, layer those with the samples that are already in the TD17, and make a completely custom module for yourself. Now, what's great about the TD17 is it's really simple to use and there's not much on it. On the back of the unit here, you have your headphone jack, your main left and right outputs, a mix-in jack, so you could put anything in there. You could put your iPhone, some sort of sound source going into the unit, so you can play along to that. Regular MIDI, and 2 other trigger inputs. So now the second crash cymbal is using one of the trigger inputs, so that leaves another one. So if you want to get another pad, you can expand your drum kit with that extra trigger input right there. On the side of the box over here is the SD card slot, like I was telling you about, and also a USB slot where you can have MIDI over USB. So you can connect your TD17 to any DAW, have that be the interface, record your drums directly into the DAW digitally, and it's a great thing. One other thing I want to mention is the TD17 has Bluetooth connectivity. So any device you have that has Bluetooth connects easily to the TD17. So say you're at home playing along to a YouTube lesson video. Well, you can play along to that video in real time just by connecting your TD17 and your VAD306 to any Bluetooth device you have at home. Now let me take you around the TD17. It's really easy to get around. If you want to change to a different kit, you just use the jog wheel and shuttle through the kits like that. Super simple. Nice click and metronome features on the TD17. Hit the click button, it shows up right there. Adjust the tempo. You can adjust the volume. And when you hit the menu button right there, it gives you a lot of different options for the click track. So right now when it says 4, you're in 4/4 time. But if you want to be in 5/4, just put up to 5. 6, 7, whatever you want. Just below that, use the arrow button down. You could change the subdivision. So right now it's on quarter notes. You can go to 8s, triplets, whatever you want to hear. This is what it sounds like. And so on. Another great feature is it has different click sounds. That's a cool thing. Let me take you through a couple of those sounds real quick. Just go down to where it says sound, hit on.
2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2.
And so on. So that gives you some options on what you're hearing when you're playing along to a metronome sound. You get some nice coaching features on the TD17 as well, so you can work on your time, your groove, your pocket, all kinds of things, your warm-ups with the TD17 coaching features. Another cool thing is the song mode. Now I said you could put in your own songs with an SD card, but they have some internal songs as well. And what they did finally, and I'm really glad Roland did this, they put the click track with the internal songs now. So you could play along to something like this, hit the song, and then hit the play button. If you don't want to hear the click track, it's the button that says guide right here. Just hit that button. The check mark goes away. Now the click track will not be there. That's really cool. But another thing you can do is you can record yourself playing along to the songs inside the machine. So let's do that real quick. And what's cool is you can record with the click track, and then when you play back, the click track won't be there. Check it out, just like this. Let's play it back and see what it sounds like. I think that's a really cool thing that you can record with the click track there. When you play it back, the click is not there. So it's a really great way to work on your time and your feel with all kinds of styles of music. On the top of the box, you have 4 knobs, your basic volume knob right here. Then you also have bass and treble, so you can adjust EQ right there. and an ambience knob. During the play examples of different kits, I messed with the ambience knob. It's really fun, and different kits adjust differently to the ambience knob depending on how they're set internally. But like this one on the hip hop funk, you can really hear the ambience change. I'll do it with the kick drum. So right now it's completely dry or mostly dry. Just a little bit of ambience there, but if I crank it all the way up, it sounds like this. So nice, easy adjustment of sounds with some knobs right on the front of the box. You don't have to menu dive or anything. Let me show you how easy it is to sort of customize and build your own drum kit. I went up to one of the user kits, number 61. It's just kind of a default setting. Let's make our own kit right now. Hit the Assign button. That tells you what sound is on whatever pad you just hit. Now use the jog wheel and audition your sounds. I like that one. Wood Beater K. We'll use that for the kick drum. Let's do the same for the snare. I like the deep shell. But you know what? I want to mess with the deep shell even more. How about the tuning? Hit the tuning button. You can get really extreme, either way, low or high. I'm going to take it up a little bit to about 25. That sounds good. It's already a pretty dry sound, but you can adjust the muffling by just hitting the muffling button and using the jog wheel. So here we go. You can hear it drying up already. Really dry. I'm going to go back to the couple to tape 5. I like tape 4. It has a little bit of decay, but it's pretty dry. Here's the kick and the snare. Cool. Same with the toms. Let's go back to the Assign button. I'm going to use that one, Shallow 13. Let me mention something here. I think it's really cool to experiment with your kit. Now, you'll have a set of toms that are all beach toms in the TD17, the 10, the 12, 16, and so on. But when you're making your own custom kit, you definitely don't have to use just whatever style of drum. So you can use a beach tom and a maple tom and an electronic tom. Go crazy and get creative when you're customizing your own drum kits. That sounds great, but I'm going to tune it up a little bit. Pretty cool there. I'm also going to muffle up this second tom a little bit. That's a cool combination. This one's a little more open, this one's a little more dry. Now let's get the floor tom done. Back to Assign. Ooh, I like that sound already. Let's go with that. Put a heavy crash there, a 16-inch heavy crash there. Over here we have, let's find a China. Now you can also muffle your cymbals as well, not just the pads and like the regular drums. You can muffle and adjust any of these sounds. Let's put some dampening on this China cymbal. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but say you have a regular China cymbal that's really loud and brash sounding, and you want to tame it down a little bit for a live gig or in the studio. Well, what you can do with a regular cymbal is you can use things like drum tacks or moon gel, even tape, though I don't recommend tape because you'll leave residue on the cymbal, but that will tame down the sound, the brashness of that China cymbal. Well, Roland and their team of sound designers thought of that same thing. They were really cool in the way they thought ahead of these kinds of things. So you can muffle up the cymbal just like I did. You're basically manipulating the electronic drums just like you would real acoustic drums. We have a couple of drums to go. Let's find a ride cymbal we like here. This one sounds good already, but let's see what else we got. I like the 21-inch dry dark ride. I'm going to tune this down a little bit more, which means I'm going to make it bigger. There we go. And finally, the hi-hats. Those sound good. Let's see what else we got. Oh, let's go backwards. Oh, that's not a hi-hat sound. But if you want to have an electronic tom sound on your hi-hat, you go right ahead and you put that electronic tom sound on your hi-hat. Don't be afraid to get creative. But we're looking for a hi-hat sound. Let's find the hi-hat sound here. I'm going to stick with the original, the heavy hi-hat sound, but I'm going to make it bigger so it's a little bit darker sounding, the tuning's a little bit lower. So go to the tuning knob. Deep sounding hi-hats are really good, especially when you want to mix them in with the rest of your drums. You know, we grew up with typical 13-inch and 14-inch hi-hats, which are great, but drum companies, acoustic drum cymbal makers have, come out with 15, 16, and even bigger hi-hats these days, which is a great thing sound-wise, because hi-hats can tend to take over the sound of a whole drum kit. If they're a little bit bigger and a little bit washier and lower in tuning, they'll fit in with the mix of the drums better, in my opinion. And Roland, again, the sound designers at Roland did the same thing here. So you could tune down the size and the tone of your hi-hats and then mix it in with the rest of the sounds in the electronic kit that you're customizing and have a great mix right out of the box. The last thing I want to show you is this one button over here called Other. Everything else is in that menu. So say I want to add some ambience or some different effects to this kit. Hit the Other button. The first one over here says Ambience. Just press on it. Now here, there's a ton of effects inside the TD17. Reverbs, delays, distortion, flangers, all kinds of stuff, compressors, all kinds of things. And you can really get creative with your sounds here as well. In order to hear these sounds, make sure you turn them on. So button number 3 will turn on. You'll see the check mark light up. That means it's on. There's the concert hall reverb. Let's see what else they got in here. That's cool. So these are all a bunch of different reverb settings. We'll stick with the garage. The next thing you can do is hit the Send button right here, and that takes you into the next menu where you could set the level of the ambience, of the reverb for each individual pad. You can customize how much ambience you have on each individual pad. Really cool. The next thing to show you so you can get into the other effects, the delays and flangers and those kinds of things, is hit the multi-effects button, which is the one right in the middle. Make sure you turn it on. Again, you'll see the check mark in the on button there. Then just have fun, check out the sounds, and see what's there. Ooh, that's a fun one. That's kind of a crazy sound, but if you want that, it's there for you. Oh, some distortion. Check out that ride cymbal sound with the distortion on it. Oh. So cool. So many options in the TD17. The last few options to show you inside the Other menu is the pad EQ right here. You can change the EQ for each individual pad. There's more down below, so just hit the arrow down. Volume, the name changer there, MIDI notes, copy and save and load, all inside the Other menu right there. So now I took off the distortion, although I thought that was a really great sound. Here is the sound of my custom kit. Let's hear it. There you have it, everybody, the Roland VAD306 electronic drum kit. Really cool drum kit that melds together the look, the feel, and the vibe of acoustic drums, but you play this great Roland electronic drum kit with the TD17 sound module and these great pads. If you want any more information about this Roland product or any other Roland product, just contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks so much for watching this video. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click right here for more videos just like this, or start at sweetwater.com for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.